Yes, no? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. Now
No,
let
ma'am.
us discuss first the doubt related with the convolution, and then we'll start with unit number 2. Yes, Gagan, can you just tell me what is your doubt?
मैम वो आंसर नहीं आ रहा है, आप सॉल्व करके बताओ।
आंसर नहीं आ रहा, ओके। किसने पूरा सॉल्व किया? कैन समवन शो मी दैट, विल डिस चेक कि करेक्ट सॉल्व किया नहीं किया? कैन समवन शो मी? यस, किसी ने, जिन्होंने सॉल्व किया है? एनीवन? जस्ट आप लोग को शो करना है, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कि करेक्ट है नहीं किया, हम लोग जस्ट विल चेक द स्टेप्स। यस, कैन समवन टर्न ऑन द कैमरा एंड कैन शो मी क्विकली? यस, अनुज,
Yes, ma'am.
can you turn on the camera? Can you show us that particular numerical, whatever you have solved?
Yes, ma'am.
So step number 1. What is the step number 1? First, you need to draw the signal. क्या है? हाँ, u of t signal. हाँ, this is u of t and this is e raised per minus t. I have given. Okay. T is greater than 0. So first step draw किया. Second step क्या किया? Second step क्या किया? T
Wait a
को
minute, ma'am.
tau में convert किया. ठीक है, सो टी को टॉ में कन्वर्ट किया, ड्रॉ किया, उसके बाद सबसे पहले शिफ्टिंग। तो शिफ्टिंग में हम लोग क्या करेंगे? एच ऑफ जो टी वाला सिग्नल है उसको हम लोगों ने क्या किया? फोल्डिंग किया, एच ऑफ माइनस टॉ आ गया। ठीक है, फोल्डिंग करने के बाद मुझे शिफ्टिंग करना है। आई नीड टू शिफ्ट विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू एक्स ऑफ टॉ। एक्स ऑफ टॉ सिग्नल इज माई यूनिट स्टेप सिग्नल. So unit step signal is present, start at 0. So I'll be taking the two case. The first case is t is less than 0. So t is less than 0, there is no overlapping. So answer is 0, correct. When I'll take the second case, t is greater than 0. For t is greater than 0, this is my signal. Okay. So there will be overlapping from where to where? From 0 to t. So x of tau, h of t minus tau, e. यस, अभी हम लोगों को t को t माइनस टॉ से चेंज करना है. सो माइनस टी टॉ, यस करेक्ट. माइनस टी इज अ कांस्टेंट बिकॉज वी विल बी डूइंग द इंटीग्रेशन विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टॉ. ई रेस्ट फॉर टॉ, ई रेस्ट फॉर टॉ का आंसर आया दिस. यस करेक्ट, आंसर इज करेक्ट. 1 माइनस ई रेस्ट फॉर माइनस टी. करेक्ट, गुड, वेरी गुड अनुज.
Okay, ma'am.
हाँ, डिड यू गेट इट Gagan? Should I
Yes.
solve that numerical again?
Got it, got
What about the remaining students?
करिए ना please.
एक बार solve करूँ मैं?
हाँ जी.
Actually today we are facing a problem with the portfolio. Writing pad is not there in the department. There is some problem with that, so I need to use this PPT. So there will be some, मतलब I'll be writing. Someone has turned on the mic, please. हाँ, ठीक है. तो थोड़ा सा लिखते समय आई एम यूजिंग द पेन एंड आई एम राइटिंग. तो जस्ट अगर कुछ समझ में नहीं आया तो मुझे बताओ, ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट फॉर द कन्वोल्यूशन, द फर्स्ट सिग्नल इज गिवन एज x ऑफ t इज इक्वल टू u ऑफ t. ओके, x
it. स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं किया.
स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं किया, जस्ट अ मिनट. I hope the screen is visible now. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
So the question was x of t is equal to u of t and h of t is equal to, क्या देख रखा है? e raised to power minus t, right? Where t is greater than equal to 0. Yes, this was the question and we need to find out the convolution of this. Yes or no? चलो, now let us start with the step number 1. So step number 1 is to draw the signal. So सबसे पहले signal draw करो. Okay, as it is, which is given. तो सबसे पहले draw किया, तो मैंने यहाँ पे पहले u of t signal draw किया. So this is my u of t signal. This is my t axis. Is it okay till now? Which is the second signal, h of t. So this is t. And this is h of t. So h of t कैसे draw करेंगे? Can someone tell me? Is it a decaying, increasing? कौन सा वाला exponential signal है? Can someone tell me?
Decaying.
Decaying. क्यों decaying है? Can someone tell me the reason behind this? Why it is called decaying?
Amplitude is -1.
हाँ, because exponentials का signal का decaying है या growing है depend upon the value of a. So e raised per at is the standard way of writing the exponential signal, right? So यहाँ पे the slope a is representing the slope. So in this case, what is the value of a for this particular equation? What is the value of a for this equation?
-1.
-1. So -1 will be decaying. Okay. So it is not necessary to draw exact graph, पर आप थोड़ा सा decaying symbol show कर सकते हो. And t is greater than equal to 0 मतलब my graph starts with t value 0. 0 के before 0 my amplitude is 0 and this graph is valid only for t is greater than equal to 0. So I'm drawing the signal like this, okay? And the standard way of representing the exponential signal is b e of at. So what b represent? Can someone tell me in this case?
1.
B is the amplitude of exponential signal at t is equal to 0. So in this case, nothing is written, so the amplitude is 1. So this is what h of t. The first step is clear to everyone? Yes, no? Should we go to the second step? Yes, dear students. हाँ, second step में क्या करना है? T axis जो है ना, वो tau axis में convert करना है. Okay, I have not written the formula. Can someone tell me the formula? Writing the formula is the first step, right? First step, writing the formula. Second step, drawing the signal. Third step, changing the index axis. So what is the formula of convolution? Yes, can someone tell me? What is the formula of convolution? Yes. Y of t represents what?
Integration from minus infinity plus infinity x of z into h of t minus z dt.
Integration from y of t represents the output response. Y of t क्या है हमारा output of the system. It is also called response. Okay. So x of tau है dear student. It is not said we are representing by this as a tau. What is tau? What is h in this formula?
Impulse response.
Impulse.
Yes, it is impulse response. So h of t minus tau d tau. And tau is what? Did you remember जो last में मैंने आपको इसका formula explain किया था convolution का? तो tau क्या था उसमें? What is tau in that case?
Impulse delay.
Impulse at some position called tau. We have assumed that it is tau. Okay. So first write down the formula. Second draw the signal. Third represent the t axis into tau axis. तो हम लोग इसको tau axis में represent करेंगे. So u of tau. This is u of tau. We are converting the axis. Why? Because the signal is present with respect to the tau. So we need to represent the t with respect to tau. So like this, and this one is h of tau. यहाँ तक क्लियर है? यहाँ तक किसी को कुछ डाउट है? यहाँ तक क्लियर है? इस स्टेप तक सबको क्लियर है? Should I go to the next step? यहाँ तक किसी को कुछ डाउट है क्या? बोलो. Yes, तो tell me what is the doubt you are having?
वो एक बार बताओ ना मैम ग्राफ कैसे है?
ये वाला ग्राफ, एक्सपोनेंशियल वाला ग्राफ. एक्सपोनेंशियल तो माइनस टी है ना. माइनस टी मतलब डीकेइंग एक्सपोनेंशियल है, तो इसलिए मैं यहाँ पे डीकेइंग एक्सपोनेंशियल, डिक्रीजिंग एम्पलीट्यूड वाला एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल ड्रॉ कर रही हूँ. आई एम ड्रॉइंग द सिग्नल विद डीकेइंग एक्सपोनेंशियल एंड द एम्पलीट्यूड हियर इज नथिंग, इट इज नथिंग, सो आई हैव टेकन इट एज 1. So this is the amplitude at t is equal to 0, which is 1. So this is written as 1. So I have assumed here is 1. So the same signal I have drawn here, and सिर्फ ये जो axis है ना t axis, उसको मैंने tau axis में represent किया है. t axis को सिर्फ tau axis में represent किया. क्यों? क्योंकि formula में भी यहाँ पे tau है. That's why I have taken it as tau. चलो हो गया. शुड आई गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, अब हम लोगों ने ड्रॉ रिप्रेजेंट करने का काम कर दिया है. नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द स्टेप्स दैट इज इन्वॉल्व इन द कन्वोल्यूशन. सो द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज फोल्डिंग. ओके, सो फोल्डिंग मीन्स हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू ड्रॉ द सिग्नल. फोल्डिंग इज नथिंग बट वी आर गोइंग टू ड्रॉ द सिग्नल लाइक दिस. किसको, कौन से वाले सिग्नल को हमें फोल्ड करना है? कौन से वाले सिग्नल को फोल्ड करना है हम लोग को?
एच ऑफ टी.
Of tau.
क्योंकि फॉर्मूले में देखो ना h ऑफ t माइनस टॉ है ना, तो सबसे पहले हम लोग h ऑफ माइनस टॉ निकाल रहे हैं, फिर हम लोग t की वैल्यू कंसिडर करते हैं. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग h ऑफ माइनस टॉ निकालते हैं. सो h ऑफ माइनस टॉ मतलब इट इज अ फोल्डिंग और सॉरी हाँ रिवर्सिबल, टाइम रिवर्सिबल. सो लाइक दिस आई एम गोइंग टू ड्रॉ द सेम सिग्नल व्हाट वी हैव ड्रॉन हियर ना. ये सेम सिग्नल व्हाट एवर वी हैव ड्रॉन हियर ना, तो इसको सिर्फ फोल्ड कर देना है हम लोग को. मिरर इमेज इसका ड्रॉ करना है. दैट इज नथिंग बट द फोल्डिंग स्टेप. So this will be nothing but h of minus tau. This is nothing but h of minus tau. This is tau axis, right? Folding हो गया. Now once we complete with the folding step, next we need to go for the shifting. Okay, so fifth one step is the shifting. अब shifting में हम लोग को क्या करना है? We need to take the different value of t. Okay, so already we have find out the value of tau here, so we need to take the different value of t. Okay, so अब this value of t, ये t की value हम लोग कैसे decide करेंगे? This value of t will depend upon the x of tau signal. तो x of tau signal how it looks, उसका amplitude कहाँ पे vary होता है. Based upon this, I will be taking the different cases of t. Okay, so this is how my x of tau signal will look. So x of tau is nothing but like this. Okay, so this means that x of tau is a signal in which from minus infinity से लेकर 0 my amplitude is 0. Okay, and from 0 to infinity my amplitude is 1. So when I will be taking the first value of t, let me consider the value of t is less than 0, and let us see is there is any overlapping. So the first case that I'll be considering here, I need to take the different cases of t and I need to find out where the overlapping will be there. दोनों सिग्नल का ओवरलैपिंग कहाँ पे होगा? जहां पे दोनों सिग्नल का ओवरलैपिंग होगा वहां पे आप लोग को क्या मिलेगा? देयर यू विल बी गेटिंग व्हाट? देयर यू विल बी गेटिंग सम काइंड ऑफ आउटपुट. सो आई नीड टू फाइंड आउट वेयर एग्जैक्टली द ओवरलैपिंग विल बी देयर ऑफ द टू सिग्नल्स. ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई कन्वोल्यूशन में मैंने तुम लोग को ये वाला दिखाया था क्या? एनिमेशन वीडियो. हाँ देख, सी. सो here two rectangular signal we are convoluting. So one signal is x of tau, another signal is h of t minus tau. Okay, so सबसे पहले मैंने t की वैल्यू यहाँ पे कंसिडर की जहाँ पे ओवरलैप नहीं हो रहा. फिर I have then changed the value of t and I have taken c कहीं पे ओवरलैप हो रहे थे. फिर से t की वैल्यू चेंज की, फिर से t की वैल्यू. So I have kept one signal x of tau signal as a constant signal. I have not changed. Which signal I am changing? I am changing h of t minus tau by taking the different value of t, and I am just checking what will be the output will be getting for this. Okay, what kind of output will be getting to this. So just a minute, let me show you one more. I don't know, last lecture I have shown you this animation of convolution. आप लोग को दिखाया था मैंने? yes, no, give me a quick reply.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the same thing we are doing. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? यूनिट स्टेप को एक्सपोनेंशियल के साथ कन्वॉल्यूट कर रहे हैं. यहाँ पे रेक्टेंगुलर सिग्नल को एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल के साथ ओवरलैप. तो पहले मैं रेक्टेंगुलर सिग्नल देखो माइनस इन्फिनिटी से स्टार्ट करती हूँ तो नो आउटपुट, बट व्हेनेवर देयर विल बी ओवरलैपिंग, येलो कलर का ग्रीन दिख रहा है व्हिच इंडिकेट ओवरलैपिंग, एंड आई एम गेटिंग सम अमाउंट ऑफ आउटपुट हियर. दैट ब्लैक वन यू कैन एबल टू सी ना. So that is the output. Means one signal I need to keep constant. Another signal h of जो signal है ना, h signal उसके t का अलग अलग वैल्यू लेना है from minus infinity to plus infinity, and we need to check कि कहाँ पे overlapping हो रहा है दोनों signals में, और जहाँ पे overlapping हो रहा है there I'll be getting some amount of output. So output is nothing but the response. This is what we are finding using the convolution. We are finding out the response of the signal wherever there will be overlapping. Okay, so same thing we are doing in the same numerical. Okay, so now first I have taken the value. First I will consider the value of t is less than 0. So let me take the value of t is less than 0. So how I'm going to draw this signal? अब यहाँ पे जो मेरी वैल्यू है t की है वो less than 0 है, t से कम है. So somewhere, let me take my signal somewhere here. Okay. So this signal will be nothing but which signal? This signal is nothing but h of minus tau. There is no need to write कि t की value 1 लिया 2 लिया. I'm taking some value of t which is less than 0. So you can take any value, there will be no overlapping. So if I take the signal here, so this is my t which is present here, which is less than 0. And if I draw the signal, is there is any overlapping between x of tau and h of minus t plus tau? कुछ
No.
overlapping है क्या? नहीं है. So what will be the output I'll be getting? So y of t, since what is y of t? Y of t is integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of tau, h of t minus tau. पर यहाँ पे कोई दोनों सिग्नल का ओवरलैपिंग नहीं, मतलब मल्टीप्लीकेशन का रिजल्ट 0 आएगा. So इसका मतलब मेरा रेस्पॉन्स क्या आ रहा है? मेरा रेस्पॉन्स वी आर गेटिंग इट एज 0. ओके. So now let us move. So अभी ये फर्स्ट केस हम लोग ने स्टडी किया. Now let me take the another value of t. तो if I take the another value of t, मतलब एम्पलीट्यूड x of tau का कहाँ पे चेंज हो रहा है? 0 पे चेंज हो रहा है. तो 0 के बाद मेरा एम्पलीट्यूड कांस्टेंट रह रहा है 1. सो आई कैन टेक द अनदर केस आफ्टर 0 टू द वैल्यू ऑफ t. लेट मी टेक द अनदर केस वेयर, let me take the case number 2 where the value of t I'll be considering as greater than 0. Okay, so when I consider the value of t is greater than 0, if I draw this, let me draw, every time you need to draw this method of finding out the convolution is called graphical method, in which each and every step you need to draw the graph and you need to find out the output of this graph. Okay, so x of tau, this is my tau, and now I have taken the value of t greater than 0. So let me take somewhere here, I am taking anywhere you can take, the overlapping will be the same. Okay, so let me take the value of t is somewhere here, this is my t. Okay, let me take another color pencil. So this is my t. Okay, एंड अब मेरा सिग्नल ये मेरा क्या है? h of minus tau plus t. Okay, and the signal is moving like this, right? Like this. So now where is the overlapping? Overlapping period कहाँ से कहाँ तक है मेरा? कहाँ पे overlapping हो रहा है क्या? So you can, if you can able to see, this is, see here the two signals are overlapping with each other. So wherever the signals will be overlapping with each other, this means that I'll be having some output in the overlapping phase. So what will be the output? Let us find out this. So in order to find out this, should I rub this one? ये फोर्थ वाला स्टेप मैं रब करूँ कि ताकि यहीं पे आउटपुट में लिख दूंगी, आप लोगों को समझ में आ जाएगा. Yes, फोर्थ वाला स्टेप रब करूँ मैं?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me rub this step and let me see what will the output I'll be getting in this particular. So y of t will be equal to, for the second case we are finding out the y of t. Y of t will be equal to integration minus infinity to infinity, right? But what is the limit of overlapping? Overlapping कहाँ से कहाँ तक हो रहा है?
0 to t.
0 to t. So can I take the limit of integration as 0 to t?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
So let me take let me take the limit of integration as 0 to t. X of tau. X of tau मतलब क्या है हमारा? U of tau. Yes, x of tau मतलब u of tau, unit step signal. What is the amplitude of unit step signal? It is 1, right? Next, h of tau क्या है? H of tau is nothing but it is equal to e raised to power. t को मैंने tau से रिप्लेस किया, तो यहाँ पे माइनस t को tau से रिप्लेस किया. This is h of tau. But if I want h of t minus tau, यही है ना फॉर्मूले में, h of t minus tau. So this means that मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? t को t minus tau से रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा. So which is nothing but it is equal to e of minus t को मैंने किससे रिप्लेस किया? t minus tau से. Okay, so this is what I am getting. So x of tau तो मेरा यूनिट स्टेप सिग्नल से मेरा 1 आ गया. h of t minus tau मेरा क्या है? What is h of t minus tau? It is nothing but e raised to power minus t minus tau. and integration with respect to tau. Is it clear till now? यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया? Any doubt you are having this till this step? Yes, no?
No.
Any
Yes, ma'am.
clear? It is clear, right? It is clear.
Yes.
It is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Could you
Yes.
repeat once again?
Chalo. Now, what is the next we will be going to do now? So this means that y of t is equal to, now let us do the integration. So integration करने के लिए हम लोग exponential का power अलग अलग लिख सकते हैं. We can write ना, जब भी exponential का power is given in this form, can we write the exponential power as e raised to power minus t and e raised to power minus minus plus हो गया, मतलब e raised to power tau. Can I write like this? d tau. Yes or no? Can I write like this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
अब
Yes.
इंटीग्रेशन हम लोग विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू क्या कर रहे हैं? टॉ कर रहे हैं.
Yes,
तो e raised to power minus t can I take as a constant? Because we are doing the integration with respect to tau. तो t e raised to power t मैंने constant लिया, इंटीग्रेशन किया with respect to tau. So e raised to power tau, and I'll put the limit from 0 to t. 0 to t. So what will be the final answer I'll be getting if I put the limit 0 to t? So e raised to power t minus e raised to power 0. So what is the value of e raised to power 0?
One. One.
1. So this means what will be the final answer you'll be getting? I'm writing this final answer here. Let me take a new page here. So y of t is equal to e raised to power minus t, हम लोग ने ऑलरेडी पहले बाहर लिया था, और हम लोग का आंसर कितना आया अभी? e raised to power minus e raised to power t ना,
Yes, ma'am.
और यहाँ पे -1, right? So this is the answer we'll be getting. Can I write the same answer like this? Can I write the same thing as like this? 1 minus e raised to power minus t.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the answer. This answer we are getting for which case?
T
T is greater than.
T is greater than 0. Okay. And then finally write down the last step. That is the step number 5th. That is your summarizing. So you're writing the response. Y of t is a response. It is the output of the signal. Always, what happened? So let us write down the 5th step. Y of t is always the output. जब भी we are considering y of t, consider this as an output. We are always remember we are taking a system. The input to that system is x of t. It is also called as the excitation, and the output of this is any system. This system can perform any functions, and the output of this system is always equal to y of t. Okay, remember this, and this output is also called as a response. So summarize this: y of t is equal to 0. When it will be 0? When the output, when the response of the system will be 0. When the output of the system will be 0. Tell me at what condition the output of the system will be 0?
T is less than
T
0.
less than
Yes,
0.
t is less than 0. And next one, it is equal to 1 minus e raised to power minus t. When it is equal to 1 minus e raised to power minus t?
T greater than 0.
Yes, for t greater than 0. Right? Now, did you understand this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to everyone now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All the doubts solved? Still any doubt? If you're having, just ask me. Any doubt you're having? Yes, no, give me a quick reply so that we can start with the unit number.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let us take one more numerical as an homework. We'll try this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
x of t, आप लोग की प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी और कुछ नहीं. e raised to power minus 2t, okay, where t is greater than equal to 0, and h of t.
मैम ये न्यूमेरिकल एग्जाम में कितने मार्क्स का होता है?
Actually, it carries 6 marks in the examination, 5 to 6 marks, depending upon the depth. अब ये मैंने क्या दिए, दोनों सिग्नल्स कौन से दिए मैंने?
एक्सपोनेंशियल।
एक्सपोनेंशियल।
तो एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल को एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल के साथ आपको कन्वोल्यूट करना है, मतलब इनपुट भी एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल है, उसका उस सिस्टम का इंपल्स रिस्पांस भी एक्सपोनेंशियल है। तो जब एक्सपोनेंशियल एक्सपोनेंशियल के साथ आता है तो व्हाट विल बी द आउटपुट? जैसे अभी हमने देखा कि यूनिट स्टेप सिग्नल और एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल, अगर अगर मैंने इस सिस्टम को इनपुट क्या दिया, इनपुट दिया यूनिट स्टेप सिग्नल, और एज एन इम्पल्स फंक्शन मैंने इस सिग्नल को क्या दिया, एज एन इम्पल्स, exponential signal is as an impulse, the output of the signal will be in the form of a exponential signal. ओके वैसे ही फर्स्ट न्यूमेरिकल हमने जब सॉल्व किया था तो दोनों यूनिट स्टेप लिए थे, इनपुट भी यूनिट स्टेप, इम्पल्स रिस्पांस भी यूनिट स्टेप, तो आउटपुट हमारा रैम आया था। तो अभी थर्ड केस हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि दोनों एक्सपोनेंशियल सिग्नल होगा, तो लेट अस सी व्हाट विल बी द आउटपुट यू आर गेटिंग और रिस्पांस ऑफ द सिस्टम, राइट? चलो, try this particular numerical. If you are having any doubt, we'll be going to solve in the tutor. Okay, now let us start with the next unit. Chalo, should we start with the next unit? Yes,
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Chalo. So the next unit we are going to start with the Fourier transform. I hope the slides are visible to you all. Yes? So in unit number 1, we have studied the signal which is originally present in time domain. हम लोग ने जब भी unit number 1 में draw किया, अभी मैंने unit number 1 में ये सारा draw किया, तो with respect to x axis में क्या draw कर रही हूँ? With respect to x axis, what I have drawn in this? With respect to x axis, what is there? T, na?
Time.
Yes, this means that
Yes.
unit number 1 we have deal with the system in time domain, because we have done the analysis of the signal with respect to t. The signal is moving with respect to t, right? Okay, so but whatever the signal that we can able to observe in time domain, there are some hidden information which is not visible to us. So there are certain components which is present in the signal which is not visible to us. Okay, so in order to check this, what I have done, I have, is the screen is visible, it is visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
So let us take one example where I have taken an audio signal. So this is an audio signal. Okay. And this is a Simulink. You have already studying a Simulink. That's why I thought of taking a Simulink and showing you. So in audio toolbox, I have taken this audio device reader, which will take the input from the whatever the thing we are speaking. Okay, this particular represents the time scope मतलब उसी सिग्नल को टाइम डोमेन में वो प्लॉट करेगा, एंड द सेम सिग्नल यू कैन सी इन द फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन। तो यू कैन द फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में अगर आपको सिग्नल देखना है तो हम लोग स्पेक्ट्रम एनालिसिस यूज करते हैं। जैसे टाइम डोमेन में सिग्नल को देखने के लिए हम लोग टाइम डोमेन या सीआरओ यूज करते हैं ना, द सेम सिग्नल यू कैन सी इन द फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन यूजिंग स्पेक्ट्रम एनालिसिस। मतलब टाइम डोमेन में जो सिग्नल प्रेजेंट है उसमें कौन कौन से फ्रीक्वेंसी कंपोनेंट है, you can't directly able to analysis. So let us see what we can able to see in this. Okay, let me execute this, let me run this. So it takes some time to execute. I hope I'm audible to you all. So whatever now I am speaking, okay, whatever thing I am now speaking, it will get plotted in time scope as well as it will get plotted. I need to use the headphone for that. Then only it will start taking. Let me take a headphone. Hello? Hello? I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello? So you can see the whatever the thing we are able to see the spectrum. Let me first. So now whatever I'm speaking in, this is a time domain signal, and the same signal in the, you can see in the frequency domain. Can you able to see the changes in the waveform whenever I'm talking?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
आप लोग को सुनाई दे रहा था कि जो मैं बात कर रही हूँ वो सेम उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी टाइम डोमेन में, टाइम डोमेन के फॉर्म में सिग्नल रिप्रेजेंट हो रहा है. मतलब इन टाइम डोमेन दिस इज द एम्पलीट्यूड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, बट यहाँ पे जो स्पेक्ट्रम एनालिसिस में आप लोग देख रहे थे ना, दिस इज एक्स एक्सिस, इट इज अ फ्रीक्वेंसी. सी इट इज रिटर्न फ्रीक्वेंसी, okay, and the y-axis is the magnitude or the amplitude of the frequency. So you can able to see whenever I am speaking, the frequency is also changing. Yes, so that change in the frequency, is it visible when the signal is represented in the time domain? Can you tell me? Whatever the change in the frequency now you have seen, is that change in the frequency of the signal is visible when the signal is represented in the time domain?
No, ma'am.
No, we can only see the changes with respect to the signal in the time domain, but change in the frequency is not shown. Not we can't able to see the changes in the frequency. Okay, so let me give you one more example. This अभी मैंने input signal मेरा खुद का लिया था. Okay, now let me take the input signal. Okay, so if I compile this,
The discrete Fourier transform of a real valued signal is conjugate symmetric. The discrete Fourier transform of a real valued signal is conjugate symmetric.
Can you observe the changes of the changes in the time domain signal amplitude? Amplitude मतलब volume कितना कम ज्यादा हो रहा था, और यहाँ पे change in the frequency. Is it आप लोग को सुनाई दिया? Have you seen the changes? Yes. Okay. So why we are going for Fourier transform now? Because some of the part, when we are representing the signal in time domain, some of the part is not visible, or we can't able to extract some of the part when the signal is represented in the time domain. Okay, so using this Fourier transform, we are representing the signal in the frequency domain so that we can extract the data which is hidden, the data which is present in the form of frequency. But why we need this frequency, or why we need to take the data which is present in the frequency? क्यों हम लोग, what is the need to take the data which is present in the frequency? Because real time में जितना भी communication system या real time में whatever the signal that we are transmitting that in terms of a frequency. For example, let me take the example of your AM signal और FM signal. आप लोग सब लोग FM सुनते हो, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
सुनते हो ना? तो आप लोग मोबाइल फोन में क्या ट्यून करते हो? क्या ट्यून करते हो? मोबाइल फोन में ट्यून करते समय आप लोग 93.5. What is this 93.5? What it indicate?
Frequency.
Yes. और उस frequency में क्या होता है? You can able to hear what? When you tune to that frequency, what you can able to hear? Audio signal. So this means that the frequency, the original voice signal is transmitted through the frequency. Okay, even whatever the communication system, whatever the things you're talking through the mobile, so originally the information is present in the analog form, we are converting to the discrete form, but before transmitting, we are transmitting that particular information through some channel which is having some frequency. So the information is transmitted through the frequency, and we are dealing with the frequency. So when we are representing our base signal in the form of a frequency, we need to do the analysis. What are the frequency component which is present in the signal that we are transmitting, right? So we need to do that particular analysis, because before transmitting, when we are representing the signal through the frequency, we need to know what are the different frequency component. वो frequency component सुनाई कैसे देता है? That hidden information is not there when we are representing the signal in the time domain. So in order to understand that hidden information, we are using a domain called frequency domain. And we are converting this into the frequency domain. So there is a small video through which you can able to see that the different signal, just a minute, let me see, where is that video? So this is a small, is the screen is visible?
Yes,
Is this- So you can able to see in each and every signal, it carries some frequency and it is having some audio voice associated with that. Any signal if I consider. So if you can let me play this video and just check.
This is what a sine wave looks like. And this is what a sine wave sounds like.
So this is the sound of sine wave.
This is what a sawtooth wave looks like. And this is what a sawtooth wave sounds like. The sawtooth wave can be decomposed into a sum of sine waves of different frequencies.
So this in this particular video, what they have shown, this is a sawtooth waveform. This sawtooth waveform is made up of different sine wave, which is having a different frequency. And each and every sine wave sound differently. मतलब एक sawtooth waveform का जो आपको sound सुनाई देता है, that sound is made up of by adding the different sine waveform with a different frequency. Each sine waveform with one frequency is having different sound. So when I combine infinite number of sine wave with the different frequency, I'll get sawtooth, and sawtooth will have the different sound. Is the sound audible to you all?
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. आप लोग ये वीडियो बाद में
This
भी
is
देख
what the
सकते हैं.
triangle wave sounds like.
So this is a triangular wave like sound, but this is made up of different.
The triangle wave can also be decomposed into a sum of sine waves of different frequencies.
So this means what? This triangular wave can be decomposed into a sum of sine waves. So we can get this particular triangle wave when we add the different sine wave with the different frequency, right? So that's why there is a need to do the study of the signal in frequency domain. Okay, so that's why this particular chapter is added, that is called as a Fourier transform. Okay, so where we are going to study, the first part of this chapter is Fourier series, where only we are going to some conceptual related with the Fourier series, and then we are going to start with the Fourier transform, how we are applying the transform on the signal, what is magnitude response, what is phase plot. So these all terms we are going to study with respect to this particular signal. Okay, so now whatever the video I have shown, in that video what I have shown, that each and every waves, it may be a square wave, it may be a triangular wave, it may be a sawtooth wave, these all waves are made up of infinite number of sine waves with different frequency. अगर मैंने ये सारे sine waves को add किया, which of the sine wave of the different frequency, I'll be getting this triangular wave. Okay, so whatever this concept which is given, so this concept has been given by a scientist called Fourier. So this is a scientist, Joseph Fourier, who has discovered that original signal can be decomposed into infinite number of sine and cosine signal. Why sine and cosine signal? Because these are called basis function. These are called basis function. मतलब sine and cosine waveform can be decomposed or can be used with different amplitude and different frequency. And these are orthogonal signals which are perpendicular each other. So because of this sine and cosines are called basis function. And using this basis function, we can convert or we can generate any signal. It may be a triangular, it may be a rectangular, it may be a sawtooth. ठीक है, तो कोई भी signal को हम लोग sine and cosine signal से we can able to find out that particular signal. So this information is given by a scientist called Fourier transform. Okay, so in this particular unit, we are going to extract the information which we can't able to see when the signal is present in the time domain. Okay, so what this Fourier domain is doing, Fourier transform is doing, it is doing a work of a prism, where it will be, where one signal is given to this prism, and it will be finding out the different frequency. The signal is made up of what are the different frequency. Combining that frequency, we'll be getting a single signal. We'll be getting the signal. So ये जो time domain में जो signal है, वो time domain के signal में कौन-कौन सी frequency signal को combine किया हुआ है. So these all frequency component or frequency signal which is present in time domain form of a signal, that we are going to study and that we are going to extract. So whatever the time domain signal we have seen, so like this, do you able to see one time domain signal? So this is a signal. So this signal is made up of number of sine cosine wave with the different frequency. So हम लोग वो extract करने वाले कि कितने number of sine cosine wave form से बना हुआ ये time domain signal, और वो सारे sine cosine wave signal की frequency कितनी है? What is the frequency of this particular signal? Okay, so frequency domain analysis is a tool which is very important in signal processing and which is used to show the changes in the signal energy distribution over the range of the frequency. So for different frequency, for the given signal, what are the different frequency components are present? Okay, so here I have shown you. So here there is a two signal. One signal is represented by green, one signal is represented by pink, and one signal is represented by blue. So these are the three signals which is present in the time domain. So looking at the signal, can you tell me what is the frequency component which is present if the signal is given like this? अभी मैंने यहाँ पे आपको रेड, ग्रीन, ब्लू के फॉर्म में वो सिग्नल को ड्रॉ करके दिखाया है, इसलिए आपको समझ में आया कि दिस सिग्नल इज मेड अप ऑफ 3 डिफरेंट सिग्नल. बट इफ आई एम शोइंग द सेम सिग्नल इन दिस वे, इन दिस पर्टिकुलर फॉर्म, ये वाले फॉर्म में अगर मैंने सेम सिग्नल दिखाया, तो आपको पता चलता कि ये वाले सिग्नल कितने सिग्नल से मिलकर बना हुआ है? डेफिनेटली नो ना. सो वी डोंट नो द सिग्नल इज मेड अप ऑफ व्हाट. सो फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में मतलब क्या करता है, हम लोग ये सिग्नल्स कितने नंबर ऑफ सिग्नल्स with what frequency it is made up of, that information we are extracting, and that information we are representing when we are representing the signal into the frequency domain. Okay, so like this. So this is a blue one which is present with the amplitude of 15, pink one which is present at the amplitude of 10, and the green one which is present at the amplitude of 5. So 01 is present with the 0 frequency because it is a DC signal. Okay, the pink one is present with the frequency of 8 hertz, and the green one is present with the frequency of 16 hertz. So this extraction of the information which is not present when the signal is present in time domain, this part we are going to study when we are representing the signal into Fourier domain, or we can call as a frequency domain. So when we are representing the signal in the frequency domain, what change in the graph will be there? What change in the graph will be there in case of a time domain? So in case of a time domain, how we are going to draw the signal? So time domain में हमारा x axis में क्या आता है and y axis में क्या आता है? चलो जल्दी से बताओ. If I want to draw a signal, this is, let us consider, this is a signal I have drawn. Okay, so let me take a sine wave. So when I am drawing this signal like this, so when I'm drawing the signal in time domain, what will be there in x-axis?
T.
T. What will be there in y-axis?
X of t.
X of t. Okay. But when I'm drawing the same signal in frequency domain, so this is a time domain signal. So when I'll be converting this into the frequency domain signal, my x-axis will become what?
Frequency.
Yes, it will become f. So I'm drawing the signal with respect to the frequency f, and in time domain I'm only representing the signal with the help of one graph, because this one graph will give me the complete information of the time domain signal. But when I'm converting into the frequency domain, I'm plotting the two graphs. So what are the two graphs I'm plotting? The first graph that I'm plotting is called magnitude response. This graph is called magnitude response. Okay, magnitude response. So this is a graph where we are plotting the frequency with respect to the amplitude. with respect to the amplitude, मतलब जो ये time domain signal है वो कौन से वाले frequency component में present है. So let us consider this signal is present at 10 Hz. So like this I am going to draw. So this is the first graph that I am going to draw in the frequency domain. That is the amplitude of the frequency. Amplitude of the with respect to the frequency. And the second graph that I'm going to draw is the phase response, the phase information, because when we are converting the signal into the frequency domain, the phase as well as the magnitude means amplitude of the signal and phase of the signal, both carry some information. So we need to extract the information representing the magnitude, representing the amplitude, representing the phase. So when I'm drawing the second graph, so this graph, so x-axis will be f, okay, but y-axis will be the phase shift. So this is a phase shift. Okay, so इस सिग्नल में कितना फेज शिफ्ट है क्या, बट अभी कोई फेज शिफ्ट नहीं है तो आई कैन राइट हियर 0. Okay, but if there is some phase shift of 90 degree, I can show this phase shift. If it is positive, I'll show like this. If it is negative, I'll be drawing the negative axis. So when I'm representing the signal in frequency domain, I'm drawing these two graphs. First one is called as a phase magnitude, so phase shift. Second one is called as a magnitude response and phase response. Magnitude response give me the information of amplitude with respect to frequency. Phase response give me the information about the phase shift with respect to the frequency. Because when I'm converting the signal into the frequency domain, in both the information is there. Okay. So did you understand? And this both graph is called line spectrum. This both graph is called line spectrum. Is it clear to everyone? Did you understand the two graph?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
that we are drawing in the frequency domain. So in order to give a small demonstration, we are having a virtual lab. Okay, this virtual lab is for image processing, but one of the topic in this virtual lab is Fourier transform. So let me show you कि मैंने अभी आपको दो ग्राफ बताया ना, एक मैंने मैग्नीट्यूड रिस्पॉन्स बताया, एक मैंने बताया फेज रिस्पॉन्स. सो बोथ द ग्राफ कैरी सर्टेन इन्फॉर्मेशन व्हेन वी आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग द सिग्नल इनटू द फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन. सो लेट अस सी द सेम थिंग विद द हेल्प ऑफ एग्जांपल. सो लेट मी सेलेक्ट वन इमेज. So let me select this one image. So अगर मैंने ये वाला image select किया and when I run this, okay, when I execute this, so this is the output what I'm getting when I have applied forward Fourier transform. So this is the frequency information. So initially image is like this, and what is the information which is there in amplitude? So amplitude मतलब magnitude responses carries this information and phase response of the signal carry this information. So whatever the frequency information we are getting, this frequency response information is the addition of amplitude response, amplitude as well as phase. Okay, so combining this, I'll be getting the original information. Combining this, I'll be getting the original information. Okay, now if I want to see only the info, जैसे amplitude में information होता है वैसे phase में भी information होता है. So you can able to see here. Let me show you by taking importance of phase. So if I take the importance of phase and if I run this, let me take the first choice and done. So you can able to see. अगर मैंने ये original image को reconstruct किया using only the information present in the phase, the image will look like this. Means this much amount of information is there when I'm representing the signal only with the help of phase information. Did you understand? This much information or this much reconstruction of the signal can be done when I will be reconstructing the signal only using the phase information. So that's why when I'm representing the signal in frequency transform, there is some information which is represented in magnitude response. Magnitude response is a graph of amplitude versus frequency, and some information is there in the phase response. Phase response is a graph of phase versus frequency. So in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to plot the magnitude response and phase response of the given signal. Right? Is it clear? Did you understand why we are going for Fourier transform? How the information is represented in the terms of Fourier transform? What are the two graphs that we are plotting in when we are representing the signal in Fourier transform? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
तुम लोग ये IIT के वेबसाइट में जाकर in the Google if you write virtual lab for Fourier transform, so you'll be getting this lab and you can just go through this. दिस इज द फर्स्ट लिंक। तो वहां पे जाकर देखो, वहां पे जाकर आप एक्सपेरिमेंट में जाओगे ना, so you can able to see the Fourier transform. वहां पे list of experiment, go to Fourier transform, you can check and you can do. There are different images which is given. You can take any one image and you can see the information of that image in the frequency domain and the amplitude spectrum and the phase spectrum of that image. Right? Is it okay? Is it clear to everyone? Yes, no?
ma'am.
Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo. Should we stop here now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me take the attendance. Today I'm not going to circulate the form. From the next lecture, I'll be circulating the form because आज के lecture का form I can't able to create that. Give your attendance. Roll number 1, Abhishek. I have told you to get in contact with me. Still, you have not. So I'm not going to mark your attendance. Remember this thing. Chalo. Roll number 1, 2, 3, 4 absent. Today is 15th. 2 is absent, 3 is absent, 4 is absent, 5 is there. Give me quick reply. 5,
Yes, ma'am.
6,
Present.
7,
Yes, ma'am.
8, 9,
8 present.
9, 10,
Present, ma'am. 10
11,
present.
12,
11 present.
12,
present, ma'am.
13,
Yes, ma'am.
14, 15,
Present, ma'am.
16,
15 present.
17,
Present, ma'am.
18 is absent, 19, 20, 21 is absent, 22,
Present, ma'am.
23,
9 present.
yes,
ma'am.
24,
Excuse me, ma'am.
25, 24 was there, or he's absent. I have marked absent. 25,
Present,
26, 27, 28,
27 present.
28,
28 present.
29,
Present, ma'am.
30,
Present,
31, 32 is absent,
Present, ma'am.
33, 34,
Present, ma'am.
35,
present,
yes,
ma'am.
36,
Present, ma'am.
37, 38, 39, 40, 41,
Present, ma'am.
42, okay, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51 is absent. Roll number 1, until unless you're not going to contact me, I'm not going to put your attendance. 51 is absent, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 57 is absent. 58 is absent, 59,
Ma'am, 58 present.
actually 58 is present, yes. 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 8, 9, 70, right. Okay, so the absent number is 57, 51, 32, 24, 21, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Chalo. Let us end with the session now. Thank you.